Hello, and welcome to another episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Today I am joined by Don2k7.
Hello.
We are going to be doing a new series of looking at the workshop and new and under-promoted creators. Nailed it, first time. Okay, so as you may have realized, this is going to be more of an unscripted look at the workshop, where I don't have a script for this one. I do some scripting on my other videos, but I'm not going to be doing a script for this one. So we have previously looked at these to get an idea of which ones they are, and we've looked at the workshop description. If you would like to have your ship featured, we would appreciate it if you upload some screenshots along with the blueprint and a brief description, so that we have something to look at, some documentation to look at, so we know what to look for. So anyways, if you're interested in that, just go ahead and upload it to the workshop, add a description, add some screenshots, and maybe it will be featured. We are primarily focusing on builders that don't really have much of a workshop following that do good work, and we will fine-tune this as we go along. So let's go ahead and get started. So this over here is Fear of Darkness by Mabdino. It is a, I believe, in-game battleship or warship. It is space only, so it's kind of out of its element on the planet here. It is upgradable, but you will need to install 10 ox before you turn this thing on. Otherwise, I reserve the right to laugh at you for not doing that. Yeah. I can be a dick sometimes. But only for those that decide not to read. Anything you want to add to this, Don?
No, not really. I'm just scouting out the interior.
Alright, so this ship, go look at the P menu, is size class 6 to start off with. Decent roll and pitch out of the box. Decent stats out of the box. These are the resources. Feel free to pause. So you will need a reactor core to spawn this thing in. Pause if you want to take a closer look at this. As you can see, 48% efficiency out of the box. So, as I said earlier, install those ox cores. Doesn't look like it have any smart grouping. Wait a second. What's a trigger plate there for? Oh, okay, that's just for teleport. What's that trigger plate for? What's that for? Devices, show on HUD. Might help if I turn my HUD on. So it looks like down there. Okay. And of course it's nighttime when we do recording. Trigger plate is for teleporter. Alright. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool. Put a trigger plate underneath the teleporter. It's a little thin thing here. And it actually works. That's cool. I did not know you could do that. That is freaking awesome.
That's new to me as well.
Ammunition controllers. Oh, that's cute. Feed me on the LCD for the ammunition controller. That's cute. I like that. Got room for upgrades down here. Arrays, one on each side. There are some more in the interiors. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet. Looks like some lag shot there. Or is that just shaping, or is that lag shot? I don't know. I don't know. Some basic.
I think it's just infill.
Okay. Yeah. Rays go here. Or an array goes there. Then there's room for another one of these couplings. Or T2 shield part is what I'm just going to call it because just simplicity here. It's got constructors, a deconstructor, it's got boxes for them. I'm not sure if it has container controllers. Well, it obviously does. Material storage, there it is. Keep tidy. I sense a fellow OCD person here. A fellow person with OCD here. Fusion cores back here. And you've got some shield parts. Very nice. LCD work. A lot of time put into this thing. I appreciate that of builders. When you put time into buildings and you do some organization, make the people's lives a little bit easier by labeling containers. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for this. Alright, on to the next one. Well, let's take a look at the outside first. Yeah, that didn't help. We are on a server this time. We'll be on a creative server. We are on a multiplayer server this time. So, yeah, we weren't able to actually like control the day, the time, and the everything. So, not great, but it is what it is. Hopefully, it'll be light before we end this video, and we can do another walk around of these ships in the daylight. So. Now we are on to the Argo Falcon. So this one has some smart signal logic. Resources. This is a starter. Yay, it's raining. This is a starter combat CV. So it's set up to be... Let me look at the notes here. Let me look at the workshop description. Like a professional. I swear I'm a professional. Steam. Don't be a pain. Okay. Don, where would you see this coming, or what are your notes on this? Or your observations on this?
It's missing some CPU extenders out of the box. This is at 96%, it's only got the basic, improved, and one advanced, but it's also got an advanced warp drive. Compared to a normal one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta go with the advanced warp drive, otherwise you're just wasting pentaxid fuel.
Yeah, I know. It just depends if you can get the materials out off the bat to have it, though.
Well, I mean, that's pretty simple. It's POI loot. It's just some regular POI loot, so... Yeah, that's what I never understood about other players having trouble with that. It's just POI loot, because some of the POIs will have platinum in the boxes, and you just toss it in the factory as you get it. So, anyways, we are in the ship now. Or, I'm in the ship now. This is the hangar bay. You have your room for shield parts up there, which is really cool. I like how he did that. He's got a nice little configuration. Looks like one charger to two rechargers. That's interesting. Or no, two chargers to one recharger. Okay, that's yeah. That's good.
He's initialed everything as well.
Yeah. That is really cool. And then you've got room
upgrades.
Yeah. You've got your upgrade rooms here. I like how he puts them in the back instead of the front, you know? It's just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Smart use of space. And then having medical and armor locker right in the hangar bay, that's pretty cool.
You're in the front.
I'm in the... This is the hangar bay. This is the back.
Right,
Wait.
so the pilot seat is facing towards the hangar.
Oh. I guess this is the front. Okay. My bad. My bad. So yeah, this is the back. Okay. You got your Pentax tank, you got your warp core, and the block shaping is done so they don't chain react if one of them goes boom. Very sneakily done that way, may I say. Or might I say. You've got a detector back here. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. Looks like more room for chargers, or for the T2 parts. Or, yep, T2 parts. Wait a second. Okay, I'll come back to that later, maybe. I don't know. Don, can you come take a look at the shield room and tell me what's above that ventilator?
Hang on. Warp drive.
Okay, I thought so.
So the lift in front of the pilot seat, if you go up, you can access the room.
Yeah. Is it just
And
me, or
medical.
No, I thought this block shaping was set up so that it wouldn't go boom and it wouldn't chain react. But these are carbon composite blocks. So if the warp tank, or if the warp goes boom, so does your shield and your pentaxid tank. So for any budding builders out there, if you want to avoid one device triggering another, I would recommend that blocks like this be hardened steel at least, or preferably combat steel when they're in between other devices, because otherwise it's going to become a big bomb. And that's not great. So for a combat TV, that's not great. But as long as you keep your shields up, it should be fine. Hopefully. Alright, I am back at the central elevator. So one thing that when I was looking at this earlier that I really like is the fact that you have medical in between the bridge and your entry in the back. So either way you come in, medical is really close, which is really nice. And I also like all this LCD work here because that is freaking awesome. I don't know where you got these LCDs. I haven't seen these before. Are these custom or are they from Saluzdacor's LCD set? Do you know?
Hang on, let me find you.
Bridge at the moment.
The back to front one, I'm not so sure. This system map thing does look very similar to Saluzdacore. He has got a similar looking thing on his build, his wild LCD thing, but don't quote me on that. It might not be his. Just looks similar.
Yeah, looks
But
similar.
the other one I don't recognize.
All right, so I'm gonna go through the workshop notes here. Specs. Weapons. It doesn't come with a large arsenal at first, but it has the potential with a lot of good placement for a variety of weapons. Places for 22 turrets and 10 manual cannons. Storages 2x 640Ks, 1x 320K ammunition container, 1x 320K harvest container, full med bay, crafting, and there's a fridge. Very easy. Very easy navigation path on the internals, so not a rat run, which is a major selling point for me personally. I don't like having to go through the ship with a giant rat run. Like, go through RP rooms to get to what I'm looking for. I am going to get my drone out real quick. I'm going to stand on the nose to get my drone out so we can take a look. So it starts out with, get my multi-tool out, remember which one it's on. Starts out with T1 laser turrets. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 arties, 6 laser turrets, 4 arties, and it has, looks like it's made some sacrifices on the thrust, but really good ones, to be honest. That's smart. Triggers my OCD, but it's smart. This one build is by Lone Wolf, and I am going to say that I would actually like to try this one out at some point to see what it's like as a starter combat CV, because this caught my attention, to say the least. Alright, we are going to move on to the next one. Do you have any additional notes for this one, Don?
Only the if you look at the, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but obviously you say about the thrusters, the front and rear thrusters. He's got like large on opposite corners, and then advanced on the other.
Yeah, so they're
I've not seen, I don't recall seeing anybody do it like that before.
yeah, that was piquing my interest. I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything about it though, but that definitely does pique my interest. And that's a good
But
point.
he has put in the space for other thrusters though.
Yes, and I really appreciate that of builders is like, I really appreciate that. Upgradability is always welcome. Alright, next off is the DKB faction. Looks like a faction tag there. Which one is that? That one is the Jupiter Mark II. AC.RE. No, not dot. Dash. AC-RE-65 Jupiter Mark II. This one is made for... This one's made for, it looks like R. No, well, it has RE in the name, so of course it's made for Reforged. Mid to late game combat CV. Not a great picture here. Alright. Okay, let me do that while I read the notes here. Defense, advanced shield generator, 4x large shield capacitors, 4x large shield chargers, which are the T2s. No, those are the T1s. 2x shield capacitor bank and 2x shield charger couplings. Critical components are encased in combat steel or heavy glass to prevent chain explosions. Most wing engines nacelles are shielded against fire from any angle other than head-on. Cannons are all housed in the nose or outboard nacelles. Okay, so basically what this means is that he has put things in nacelles and away from the center of the ship to draw fire away from the center of the ship taking fire. Slightly redundant sentence there. But that is really smart. And this is something that I like to do on my own ship. So I'm going to give him kudos for doing that. Long range radar, fridge, food processor, full medical suite, toilet, shower, bed, O2 station, clone chamber, armor locker, and bug out bridge in the hangar. So you have a bridge in the hangar that, so like if you're on planet and you're taking fire and you need to get out quickly, there's a control station to just get the heck out of Dodge quickly. Like if you're running a POI and drones come over and take your ship's shields down, or something respawns, or a patrol vessel comes over, you can use this and get out quickly. Central elevator for easy navigation. I like that. Little bit of RP in here, but it's not too bad. I would like that medical to be outlined a lot easier, but that's alright. Very spacious bridge. You have some control stations. Oh, no, those are just passenger seats. And you have your bridge here. A little bit Spartan, but a good start for a builder. So when you see this stuff, don't worry. You'll learn later down the line, and you'll get some more ways to look at this, because it's a very smart layout, which is more important than looks, to be honest. A lot of people with really good looking ships don't do smart layouts, and it hurts their build as a result. And then you have a second central elevator that goes down to, turn on my light. Oh, that's just darkened glass. Okay, yeah. Goes down to the shield generator surrounded in glass. You have a core component surrounded in armored glass, it looks like. Generators over here. Got your warp drive. Another generator, shield components. And then this just leads back to the hangar. One thing that worries me a little bit is the way that this door, these shutters here, it's going to make HVs really hard to get HVs in here. So I don't know if this is space only, but if it was, then it wouldn't have those ramps. I don't know. Anyway, that was just something I found a little bit odd. And I don't see a better way of doing it while keeping the shape of the ship. So as he was saying in the description, the thrusters are out on these nacelles to take up fire away from the center of the ship and the actual critical components, which is very nice. Starts out with some laser turrets and a minigun on the front. Interesting. Recessed holes for recessed artillery and manual fire weapons. That's cool. Looks like you've got some on that side too. It looks like a laser fighter. So you get the shields down with the lasers, and then you take it out with the artillery gun, the single arty there. That's pretty cool. Very nice use of the small amount of CPU available, and is upgradable. Is there anything I missed on this? Feels like I missed something.
Well, there's access doors into the, I'll call them the wings.
Oh.
So you can actually get into the wings.
Oh, okay. Let's go back and take a look at that.
So if you go back in the lift down to engineering.
Oh, give me a second to get over there. Engineering.
Where the core and everything is.
Yep. Yeah, I see it here. Yes, I completely missed that.
Yeah, there's one on the other side as well. So you can actually gain access to the full
Nice.
nacelle, and then you can go all the way back.
Very nice.
To the back one, I'll call it.
Huh. Ah, it looks like there's some extra room back here for upgrading container controllers too. Cool. That's pretty cool. Try not to cook myself again. Huh, alright. Anything else I missed?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
oh right, looking at the
through.
statistics. Starts out with 6 laser turrets, 1 minigun turret, 6 advanced laser cannons, 1 arty cannon, and a long-range radar. Looks like CPU. Advanced warp drive. Thrusters, pretty even. Just I like how they've prioritized on the large, like the medium thrusters, or what are those called? Large thrusters? Yeah, large thrusters. How they prioritize on large thrusters over smaller maneuvering thrusters. That's pretty good. prioritized on down thrust, which is fine. So it looks like it can do spinny spinny if it really wanted to. And if you've got a pilot for it. 100% CPU efficiency at 2.1 million, so your basic core, your improved extender, your your basic extender, 2 improved extenders, and 5 advanced extenders. So 2.1, that's pretty good. No, that is very good. On devices list, doesn't look like there's any smart grouping, which is alright, I guess. That's just something I do. But there is, it looks like, a lot of sensor work in here. So if the sensors ever mess up, just go to station service. Like if the sensors ever stop working for any reason, guys, just go to station services and hit that repair button. It may cost you like 30 credits or whatever, but it's cheap to fix, and that'll take it back to template. Also, reminder, save template whenever you spawn something. Just save it whenever you spawn something, because the game might not save a template initially. It might just forget. So you want to make sure to save template. Alright, on to the vanilla lifter. Looks like an HV transport. So this is a vanilla lifter. Let me get the patch notes real quick. Or the ship notes real quick. M321- light carrier. It is advertised as a starter CV. Designed to be a vessel transport machine that could be used from the beginning of the game. Has an open deck for vessel transport, which allows for multiple transports even with a large vessel at a low cost. Also has cargo carrying capacity and resource recovery with a drill turret. Okay. The blue parts are based on the T2, on the final T2 status, and should be adjusted by reducing equipment to suit resource situation. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute. Transport compatibility, or capability. Some statistics, which you can look at. I'm not going to go through those statistics because they are a little bit too, a little bit too much in depth for my taste. But you can go look at that on the workshop description. I will have a link below for all these items. Has boarding ramps for HVs, as you can see. Ore controller, 320k. Container controller, 320k. Fridge, ammo box, 1400. Okay, large storage box. Oh no, that ammo box is just one of the small ammo boxes, one of the small CV ammo boxes. It's not a container. It's not a controller array. Large cargo box, small cargo box. Again, small ones. Combat, equipped with looks like Gatling guns.
No, they're cannon turrets.
Cannon turrets. Okay.
They all look like cannon turrets, and then there's a couple of little player sentries on the
Interesting choice.
the back.
Very interesting choice. Okay.
I would have expected a couple of those to be miniguns. That's why I
Yeah.
was surprised. Even if it was like these inside the wings, the front ones.
Yeah, I would expect miniguns as well. But
no, they're all cannons.
Interesting. Well, as a player, you can always swap those out if it's not to your liking. But stock default. It comes with that. Workshop description is quite extensive. So you have signals for turrets, outside lights, automatic thruster control, and automatic shield control. So let's go ahead and take a look at this a little bit closer. So I like the light work on this. This is pretty cool. It creates a great ambiance between the use of colors, emissive textures, and the lights. That's pretty cool. Kudos for that. Now, this one, another cool feature that I found on this thing in the first walkthrough is the way you get in it. It's a nice little, like, gantry here. It's just like there's a way up there. There's, it's like a utility area, which is really cool. And then there's also a direct one to the bridge, which I keep falling off of every time. Some really nice LCD work here. I've done this type of LCD before. It's a pain in the butt to do, but it's really worth it. There's full medical, which is very nice. There's a quick side entry hatch there. That's cool. Got your core up there. Very nice block work here, by the way. I approve. Got your ammo controller that I was talking about earlier. Got some room for 9 hydroponics. Very cool. And then medical. That's gonna trigger some people, that food station on the side like that. And I'm just gonna laugh because I think that's cool. And then back out here. And then a quick ramp for getting HVs up. I like this style build. I do. This is just really cool. You got some lights along here. I like how they're tied to signal logic, so you can turn them off if you want to save some FPS.
Yeah.
And then the fuel tanks and stuff are out here, which is interesting. I wouldn't want fuel tanks next to anything targetable, but doesn't with this build doesn't look like you have many choices, so I'm not gonna give them a hard time for that. This is just overall a very cool build, in my opinion, and this is one that Don picked out for the video. Great choice, John.
Well, he's crammed a lot. I mean, I built a tank carrier, so I know how difficult it is to cram as much in as possible and give yourself enough thrust in order to be able to carry stuff.
Yeah.
This is obviously, I think, probably bigger than the one I did, and it's got more in it because mine was basically you load your tank up, you move it to where you want to go, and you drop it off. This is obviously designed to be lived out of, whereas mine wasn't. I mean, that HV ramp is wide enough for a tree killer harvester HV. To give you an idea on the size of the ramp.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be able to actually unload it from the front because of this bar.
Yeah, that I was looking at that too, and I was just like, that's just there because that's just there because of he's used like an actual like ramp block for that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't mind that at all. I mean, anybody that uses HVs is gonna know that you're gonna put the bigger ones on the back, and it's gonna be fiddly either way you do it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this caught my eye, so
yeah. Yeah, I mean, normally I don't do carriers, which is why I have Don here, so that he picks some things that I don't normally look at. And so we don't overlook things. That's why we're doing this as two people, is because I miss things. And we want to be able to check each other here. So. Taking a drink of water there. But yes, any other notes on any of the builds that you want to return to before we end close
well,
this
the
out?
sun's coming up, so you can do another flyby.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, different views, and you can see this one a little bit better. Is there anything that I missed that you would like take a look at?
Not that I can think of. I think you kind of covered everything.
Alright, so as the sun's coming up here, we're gonna end in the day like this. One thing I did notice on this Fear of Darkness, I believe, Let me look at it on the patch notes to make sure I'm saying it's right. Fear of the Dark. Thought so. Alright, so one thing I've noticed on this thing that I found really cool is that it's a mostly Xeno build on the outside. It's a heavy construction build. I really like how they did the thrusters pointing forward in that little hole in the middle. That is some cool shaping. I can't pull curves off, so this is completely alien to me. No pun intended. And I also like how you can put turrets on these things here, and how they're gradually rising to the back so that they don't block each other too much. I think that's pretty cool. This definitely caught my eye, and it looks like there's space for arties on this back one. Looks like that's a space for an arty, or big enough for an arty. And then up here you have marked out locations for turrets. Overall, very cool. And credits to the author, Lone Wolf. No, not Lone Wolf. Mabdino. So Fear of the Darkness is by Fear of the Dark, excuse me, is by Mabdino. You have the, gosh, good lord, I'm gonna turn my head on here for a moment. The Argo Falcon here, that is by Lone Wolf. On the workshop, Lone_Wolf. And then this one is the AC RE65 Jupiter Mark II. That one is by I apologize if I'm getting your name wrong. Behemoth. I apologize if I'm butchering your name. BEHEMOOSE on the workshop. So make sure to give these guys a follow, because great stuff, and make sure to leave a comment on their workshop pages. I will have links below. And then the light carrier is by M321-2's workshop. So M321-2 is the creator there. Make sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you want. That will be it for today. Thank you for joining us for this review of the workshop. We will have some more notes hopefully next week. If we can get another video out, we'll get another. If scheduling works well, we'll get some more of these out next week. Don't know if it's gonna be bases or SVs or maybe more CVs or maybe a mix, but I will see you guys next time. Have a good day. Bye.